Everyone, welcome to the PAX Pokemon League Australian Draft Tournament. There's only two of us tonight, I'm afraid. It's a sad, sad thing. Oh dear. Oh no. We're ruining it already.
It is what it is.
So, this was round... What are we now? Round 5? Round 6?
This is round 6, yeah.
Round 6, yeah. We're charging through it. To think it was only a couple of weeks... It feels like only a couple of weeks ago we really started this thing.
True, and we're just going through so many different people, so many different battles, so many configurations.
So many shenanigans.
Bread.
Yeah, that's just you.
Okay. Just because I'm this close to 2 full boxes down.
Oh dear. And then here's me at the other end of the spectrum. I've rebred 1. Just 1.
I think the only one I haven't actually got multiples of now is the Ditto.
That Ditto is perfect. Let's face it.
Well, it is. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, it's Imposter Ditto. That's what. How much better can you make it?
Technically, if I had it with 0 attack IVs and 0 speed IVs, it would actually be, and possibly in the right nature, it would be perfect. This one, I actually fluked into a 6 IV Imposter Ditto.
Oh.
I was like, I'm going to kind of take this one. But in reality, you just need maximum HP and a good nature on it, which is a non-speed nature.
All right. So, we have some battles to go through.
We do indeed. 4 dueling death-mounted destruction derbies.
Yes, indeed. And I've got some more problems here. Let me just stop that, because you don't need to see that. You're having a shoulder in the other window. It doesn't really work. All right. So, our first battle off the mark today. Where are you going? Our first battle is the Melbourne Missing Nose versus the Blue Mountain Milotics. Beaver versus Nova Cascade. So
this will be interesting. I actually haven't had a chance to watch these battles at all either. So.
No, I've been unfortunately too busy. Apparently, there's some interesting things that have happened this week. Just going by the recaps that people have posted. I know our battle actually got quite interesting.
Very brutal, that's for sure.
It's got a bit slap happy there. So we have for the Missing Nose, we have Stunfisk. Stunfisk is Funfisk. We have the Galvantula, the Mega Beedrill, the Xatu, the Aggron, and the Chandelure. All very familiar faces by now.
Which it seems to be his core team as well. They do come out quite regularly, and I'm guessing with this particular team, he's very probably going to be leading with the Galvantula to try to actually put a speed clip on the Milotics there.
Yeah, my money would be, well, going on the Milotics, we've got the Calliope, we've got the Jolteon, the Gastrodon, the Trevenant, the Mandibuzz, and everyone's favourite, Excadrill. So, I think we can see how the first play is here, because the Milotics tend to favour opening with that Mandibuzz.
It is a very good choice there. It's bulky as you would not believe. It can take a hit. It opens that knockoff. And basically, because it also does the U-turn trick, it can switch into whatever you like. As does the Galvantula have the Volt switch turn as well. So I mean, they've both got the option to scout the opposition. The question is, will one of them realise that and then try to outsmart the opposition by forcing a switch and maybe getting a free hit in on something?
All right. So with that said, let us push the button and see what happens here. I just got a little bit of a lead in. There we go.
But going back to what I was referring to before, the Galvantula with its sticky web is definitely, I suspect, what he's going to be leading with. To basically put a clip on that speed boosting Scolipede if it's going to do what it's going to do. So
it looks like we missed actually the call. He's opened with the Funfisk and the Excadrill on the other side. So we got that entirely wrong.
And that's because they've both actually done what I was thinking one might do, which is both reading for the Volt Switch and U-turn and gone for the let's try to be a smart aleck here.
Yeah, let's try and outmaneuver them. So we've got some stealth rocks put down. As far as I know, the missing nose do not have any way to clear those.
I do not believe they do either. So we've got a free set of rocks in there, and the heat wave obviously not going to do much to the Jolteon.
Nope. So very wisely, the Zato is not sticking around.
So we're seeing a lot of switching here, trying to get a bit of an edge on each other. Hidden power there. That is a probably very good call. I'm suspecting that's probably hidden power ice.
That would be a good call, yes. Yep. So he's not sticking around to risk an earthquake or something equally nasty. Going for a Trevenant.
Which, of course, is solid against the ground. And we got rocks on both sides here. That is quite solid.
This is going to be fun.
It is going to hurt all that switching. And whichever side's got the more HP is probably going to do quite well here.
Oh, yeah. So, just a little bit of Leech Seed. Never a bad move.
Little bit of Leech Seed on my side.
Oh, no. Let's not do that again.
No.
All right. So just got a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of healing. Nothing really going on just yet.
We've got the Leech Seed against the Toxic in this particular case, so both teams are on a bit of a clock here.
Yes, that's right. That Toxic, however, will eventually ramp up and do more damage than that Trevenant could possibly hope to heal.
Even if he does keep switching out and resetting the Toxic counter, he's going to cop the stones every time as well there, which is not a great thing.
All right. So what have we here? We have a Galvantula out. What is it going to do? Not much. It doesn't need to do anything at this point.
It's forcing things in and out.
All right. Excadrill comes out. Excadrill doesn't worry about Stealth Rock. It loses, 1% health. Not concerned in the slightest. Wasn't very concerned about that either. But Infestation, you don't see that often.
You don't. That's got to lock him in there for a little while too, from memory.
I believe so, yes. Ooh, now here we go.
This is an interesting choice. The Aggron, from memory, while it is physically very bulky, it is still weak to ground types.
Very much so. 4 times weakness, I believe.
And looks like we've just had the eject button trigger and loss of the rocks there as well. So that's made this incredibly one-sided now. Yes.
That Excadrill is in an excellent position just to do whatever he wants. In this case, though, he's going to switch out and bring out our good friend Gastrodon.
Neither side here really has much of an advantage. But the Xatu has definitely taken quite a bit of a hit from the rocks. And the Gastrodon is not going to be going anywhere fast. We know that thing is incredibly bulky.
Oh, yeah.
Though it probably is packing some sort of Ice Beam trick there, maybe. Well, maybe not. It's definitely sitting quite pretty there.
Yep. Oh, okay. What have we here now?
There's
the Mandibuzz. Comes out into a Giga Drain. Doesn't care. Not worried at all.
Yeah, that Giga Drain would have most likely done a huge hole in the Gastrodon, so that's a very good call there.
Yep. We don't actually have audio on this one. Never mind.
Oh, it is what it is, but we've got a bit of a bit of speed coming in here from the Mandibuzz's Tailwind.
Yep.
That is not something we have actually seen it really used before.
No.
So perhaps this is a new variant, or one thing it's been hiding the whole time.
Alright, Gastrodon takes a head smash and doesn't care.
That's absolutely not.
Nah. Ground type, it'll just happily sit there and take steel hits all day, that Gastrodon.
And the best thing about the Gastrodon is it's special and ground type. That is going down in a very, very, very vast hurry.
Oh, yes. And just rub it in, gets a little bit of healing. Ooh.
Now, I don't know much about the Gastrodon's defenses. we know that the Beedrill is both very fast and has about 140 or 180 attack when it's megas.
Yep. It is, however, extremely fragile.
Yes. Can actually take a surprising number of hits, though, at times.
Oh, yes. In the right circumstances, yes. So we just got a bit of a non-event turn here. We get a Mega into a Protect and a Protect on the other side. U-turn failed because of the Protect.
But that speed boost does now, I believe, get it faster than the Beedrill.
I believe it does. That's the Calliope. We've seen what it can do before. It'll just happily sit there and build up its speed boost and buff itself up, and then it'll baton pass. Or in this case, Rock Slide. Yeah, Stunfisk doesn't care.
Question is, what is he going to try here? Suspecting... wow, this is really a truly offensive Calliope today.
Yes, it is. This is not the same Calliope we've seen before.
No, not at all. I mean, we know he has historically run the Protect, Baton Pass, Toxic Spikes, just turn point. But in this case, this is quite offensive. We've got the Earthquake, we've got the Rock Slide.
Seemed like it was put together just to take out particularly that Aggron, but also to really inconvenience that Stunfisk. Unfortunately, Galvantula, Earthquake don't mix.
No.
So, I believe we are actually seeing down to the tail end of this match, with the Milotics quite a ways ahead.
Absolutely. And that Rock Slide, which does not hit.
Ooh, we got the Air Slash.
The Air Slash is... Yeah, I mean, the thing is that Calliope does not take a hit.
No.
If you can land something on there like the Air Slash, that's fantastic. Well done to the Xatu there. But I don't think the Xatu is going to last very long against the Jolteon there. That is not a healthy thing.
No. More the point as well, that Xatu is extremely low health, so it may not even survive another swap out.
Oh, it won't. If it swaps back in, it is gone unless they can find some way to spin those stones out.
So, Shadow Ball to the face, Funfist goes down.
Just goes to show, you can have a lot of bulk, but you're still going to go down with enough hits.
Oh, yeah.
That chip damage has done a lot of work.
Alright, Chandelure takes the Shadow Ball also to the face. Nope.
It does actually survive, though, which is interesting.
And so does the Jolteon. Right on the edge of health.
Yeah, they may not have a lot of defenses, but they can survive surprising hits. Now, the Beedrill, from memory, should outspeed the Jolteon. No, it doesn't.
No. Ooh. Oh, and it just hangs in there too.
I am wondering...
What is going on here?
I suspect this Jolteon is possibly scarfed.
I suspect it might be.
Because he's using Shadow Ball repeatedly. We did see the switches before. So that would indicate, that given the speed of it, the Mega Beedrill should have been faster, that it is scarfed.
But,
which is not surprising for a Jolteon.
No. Oh, and we just saw the Xatu come out into the rocks, and the Chandelure, the same fate. Ooh.
Brutal.
Very, very brutal. So, a victory there to the Milotics.
In terms of that one there, I'd have to say that the Milotics MVP is actually their Stealth Rocks.
Yeah. That's Stealth Rocks took out, what, 3 pokes in a row?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, down.
And it's not just they took out 3 Pokemon, they put big dents in the whole lot of them. That's really the key for them here.
Absolutely. On the other side, though, the MVP for the Missing Nose, probably the Xatu. It came out, it made short work of that Calliope. Unfortunately, for everything else, it just seemed like the Milotics were one step ahead.
Absolutely, and they'd make a switch and they were already counted.
So, there we go. Who's next? Let us see. I actually need to double check who is next. There we go. There we go. So there we go. Okay, our next battle up is the Bidoofs versus the Houndooms. Duke versus Guthie. What have we here? What have we
Well,
here?
let's see. We've got Guthrie leading with his pretty standard team there. We've got the Megalopunny, we've got Big Blue, the Snorlax, the Cofagarius, which seems to be his main core, with his usual three switch-ins, the Volcarona, the Electric, and the Tentacruel there is quite solid, bulky backups and solutions to whatever else that the Bidoofs might be bringing to the yard.
Absolutely. On the other side of the fence, we have not... It's imposter Vice President Bob, the Quagsire. Seriously, that Bob. That Bob is going to live on in infamy.
Oh, we will.
We have the Amberpom, the Mega Sableye, the Dragonite, the Bidoof. I need... where is a soundboard for this? I need some sort of funeral dirge or something. Like, this is the Doombringer right here. I don't know what kind of funerals you've been going to. Oh, no. And, of course, the Lucha. All
So we
right.
seem to have pretty much the usual core for the Bidoofs there as well, with the Quagsire, the Sableye, the Hawlucha, and the Amberpom. He's brought the Bidoof that he actually did promise, which is fantastic, and we see the return of the Dragonite again.
Yes. I'm interested in what he's going to do with that Bidoof, because it is Moody, and Moody can do all sorts of chaotic things.
Especially if he protects and defends it appropriately, which we know he can.
Yep.
In terms of this one, though, I mean, we know the Cofagarius does pack the energy ball, which is going to be a big concern for bringing that Quagsire out. The Snorlax, we know, can shrug off a lot of the status tech that the Sableye might be trying to run. And, of course, we know that the Megalopunny also is quite dangerous for a lot of this team here as well, with its speed and power.
Oh, yes.
So it'll be interesting to see what they actually come up with here for this one.
All right, well, let's get this started then, shall we? Where do you think the safe money for the openings are?
I suspect the Bidoofs are going to be doing their usual lead with the Ampom going for the fake out, and I suspect that's going to match up with the Megalopunny's fake out there as well. The Lopunny probably going to be faster, is probably going to get the hit in that one, and we'll see where they go out. But turns out I'm absolutely wrong. Well, 50% wrong anyway.
Sorry about that. All right, so where were we? The Lucha versus the Bunny. Fighting versus fighting.
But we do have that fake out I did mention was going to be the expected there. And the thing is that Hawlucha cannot take a hit.
No. And 2 fake outs in a row is enough to put it to bed.
Well, it's a fake out in return, actually. But
oh, sorry, yes.
That is quite dangerous. The Hawlucha really needs to lose its item before it's actually going to do anything.
So, yeah, safe swap out there. That Megalopunny, I should say, is not going to do anything to the Sableye.
Actually, it will if he's it's Scrappy, because that's going to ignore
right,
the
it is
first
too.
defense. And any fighting move it's going to have is it's going to be quite effective against his Dark type. Well, it's probably going to be neutral.
I had forgotten about the Scrappy.
But obviously he doesn't want to let a Will-o'-the-Wisp hit it as well either, so there is that. So the free swap into the Will-o'-the-Wisp with the Fire type, that's quite nice.
Yep. And, ooh, no, the Sableye's still hanging in there.
But it is taking a pounding.
It is, and keep in mind with that, the Volcarona, of course, is building up special attack every time it hits. Here it goes again. So, more calm mind.
The problem with this is, though, that he can't risk really bringing in the Quagsire here, even though you'd think Fire-type, Quagsire, Water-type. Because the Volcarona, we do know, has a tendency to run Giga Drains.
Yes.
The Quagsire, 4 times effective against it. So, your normal thought against the power-up nature of that what Volcarona is just a bad idea in this case.
Yes, as we just saw there. Unfortunately, I expect the Houndooms were expecting... the Bidoofs were expecting to keep just one more turn, get one more Calm Mind in there before taking it, but unfortunately it just did not work.
That's a nice Thunderwave, though.
That is a very nice Thunderwave.
And that could do a lot of work for him, especially with that Moody, if you can get those free modes in there as well.
Oh, absolutely. The Bug Buzz on the Bidoof. Oh, it's focused.
It is, but it's also lost its evasiveness as well, which is not great for it.
No, it is not. But it gets the Stealth Rocks up, speed up, and it's down is its accuracy. Ooh.
That is not great.
That is not.
But, as we've seen, Protect, that's pretty good. So we know it do 3 of its moves out there, the Protect, the Thunderwave, and the Rocks.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens with this one here.
Oh, there's Super Fang, and unfortunately, because of that accuracy down, they did miss.
That's double down accuracy.
Yes, it is. So, unfortunately, we see the end of the Bidoof.
There's a bit of a risk, that Moody, but if you can get it going, you can get it going quite nicely.
Oh, yeah, it's a big gamble. If it works in your favour, you can cause an absolute mess to the enemy team.
Wow, that fake out was a big hit there.
Oh, yeah.
But the Flame Body, that's harsh as well.
Yeah, that's the Amber Palm now with a down on attack. Oh, and there we go. A submission, unfortunately.
So the Volcarona is set up, and anything that really hits it is just going to be burning.
Yeah, unfortunately, with that Volcarona set up the way it was, there was really nothing the Bidoofs could do to get rid of it. Oh dear. So unfortunately, another week and Guffey is still undefeated.
That's 6-0 now. He's definitely well out in the lead.
Oh, who's he got next week? Come to it. We'll look that up in a moment.
That's actually me next week.
Ah.
And this will be the last attempt that anyone has in the first round to take him down. So, Guthie, I'm calling you out, buddy.
Yeah, if you fail, then it's my turn. So
we shall see what happens. We shall see.
I did work against him last time, so we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully I don't screw it up. All right. Battle number 3. This one looks awfully familiar. It is the Adelaide Crobats versus the North Queensland Noiverns. You versus me, sir.
Yeah, this is technically a Queensland derby. I mean, sure, Adelaide isn't really Queensland, but,
It used to be Queensland.
Exactly. So we'll call it a Queensland derby.
Let's go with that. All right. So what have you got on your team?
Well, I have my... two of my core trilogy. I guess it's really my new core trilogy, the Breloom, the Porygon 2, and the Mega Charizard. We do see the Rotom coming off the bench, the Kecleon, the Glaceon again. So we actually don't see the Clefairy this week.
No, we do not. I was actually honestly expecting the Clefairy. Just, for giggles.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, after last week's defeat, where the Clefairy cost me the whole match, I seriously considered, do I need to get into the stigma of running that same trilogy every week? And the thing is, I mean, that Porygon 2 is very solid against basically every team. It may not come out next week against the Mega Lopunny. That's the thing you got to think about. The Mega Charizard may not come out. I've learnt the lesson very much of tune my team for who I'm facing. So we'll see what actually happens next week. But in terms of this week, we've got the trilogy there.
Yep.
We've got my 3 second liners. What about for yourself?
All right. So we've got my my cores, my Mega Aggron, and of course the Ultra Duck, the Magmortar, both very reliable solids, as well as the mascot, the Noivern. The little evil yellow thing, Pikachu, makes another appearance, and for the swap-ins this week, we have the Gigalith, who is basically my physical wall. He can take a hit as long as it's not special attack, and the Walrein, which we have not really seen a whole lot of just yet.
Which is quite interesting. I mean, it's a tier 1 pick. We don't see it very often.
Yes. Walrein is a very odd Pokemon. It's situational, I guess. Like, you put it in the wrong place, it's going to go down like a sack of potatoes. With a fine mustache. Yes. Moustache. I don't have a moustache. So, let us proceed. So, my opening move, honestly, I wasn't sure what to expect. I was possibly expecting the Mega Charizard or something. Or, more the point, I was expecting you to bank on the Pikachu opening.
I was very much expecting the Pikachu opening. And I'd done a fair bit of number crunching here. And given that, I was fairly content that the Tekloom could pretty much answer your entire team except the Magmortar reliably.
Yes. Unfortunately, that Magmortar is basically my Tekloom. So, unfortunately, came straight into the spores. Unfortunately, just about everything without Speed of Gigalith. So it's sitting there, it's taking a few bullet seeds. Only gets 2 hits, so the Gigalith is going to sit there.
Yeah, that was quite depressing there. But, 2 hits, that's about what I expect.
Yep. So, not keeping him in there, he's just going to get bullet seeded to doom. So, coming out with the Fire type, the Ultra Duck. Figure it's going to take some bullet seeds and be able to just light up that Tekloom. Then this happens. So, we get a crit. That's 2. That's 3.
That's actually
That's
2
4.
hits there. That's number 3 hit there.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yes, I might be like a couple of seconds behind you.
I think you are.
That's 4 there.
That's 5.
And of course, there's 5.
That goes the Magmortar. That's my plans in shambles already. That made an enormous mess.
And I was not expecting that. I mean, this Breloom does have an answer for the Magmortar. I was not expecting to actually live that long with it. But of course, the Noivern comes out, which the thing with this Noivern, the scary thing for me is this is 123 speed. It is fast.
It is stupid quick.
Fast.
Yep. So the Hurricane that was meant for the Breloom comes out and hits the Danger Duck and gets the Confuse.
Which is a nice Confuse. And you get the free U-turn out there with no real repercussions because you've got the speed on me.
Yep. So switch out, come out with the Walrein. Bit of fine moustache work going on here. Unfortunately, the Confuse does not stop the Thunder Wave, so that the Walrein is not particularly quick to begin with, and with the Thunder Wave, it's glacial. But tish.
Exactly, and you had to switch Noivern out because this particular Porygon is going to be 4 times the Ice Beam against a Flying Dragon type. So
oh, absolutely.
Got to go out.
Yeah. So this Walrein, it's got a bit of bulk. It's not by bulkiest by all means, but it can sit there quite happily and do some chip damage. Unfortunately, chip damage doesn't really work against the Danger Duck.
This thing's bulky. We've seen what it does before. We know it recovers. We know it's running Eviolite.
Yep.
It's going nowhere in a hurry.
Right. So, okay, that's not going to work. Go into the Pikachu. It's going to take a Thunderbolt. Nah. That's fine. It can do that. Hit it with the knockoff. Now, this Danger Duck, what on earth have you done to it? Because it's made of concrete.
It's reinforced concrete, you mister.
Reinforced duck concrete. It's missing its Eviolite, and it is still utterly tanky. So, go for the Volt Switch. Switch out into something a bit safe. Well, ish. Going for the Wrath. Free switch out because of the, sort of, because of the Recover.
Which gives me a free Recover anyway, so
yeah.
I was quite content about this.
Yeah. Go for Overwhelming Power. Go for the Draco Meteor. Figure, it's got its Eviolite. It's significantly squishier. It's squishier. It's not dead yet, though.
Banking on living through this, unfortunately, this gets me the one thing that I really wanted to see the whole match.
The paralysis on the Noivern.
Cutting that Noivern speed, it basically puts it into the targets of every single Pokemon on my bench.
Yep. Unfortunately, I was banking on the Draco Meteor finishing it off. That paralysis is a real blow. So, come out with the Gigalith. This duck isn't going to do too much damage to the Gigalith in one hit. It's going to chip. So come out, get the Stealth Rocks up. This is what I intended to do right from the very beginning to combat the Charizard. Or in part. Then I Fat Finger it and Stealth Rock again with the Custap.
Which happens.
Yeah, I should have gone Superpower, which would have taken out the duck.
Would have put a big dent in the duck. Not guaranteed taking this one out, but it would have hurt.
It would have very much hurt. Alright, So unfortunately, there goes the Gigalith. Once it's down to about 25% health, the Gigalith is pretty much on its way out. Volt Tackle! Doesn't kill it. It kills the Pikachu instead.
The light balled Volt Tackle. That is just amazing. Even with the Eviolite, that thing is incredibly stupidly bulky.
It is. So, okay, I've had enough of this thing. I'm just going to drop this out. It's slower now. Brick break it. Get rid of that duck.
Quite surprised by this. I didn't realise how fast Mega Aggron actually is. So I was expecting that duck to...
That's actually regular Aggron. I have not Mega
it. True, the regular Aggron. I was expecting that duck to actually do a lot more than it actually did.
So, fortunately, however, this is actually one bit that's gone really in my favour. I was hoping to get this drag into this position with the regular non-Mega Aggron against the Charizard. That Charizard is going to hit it with something fiery, of course. But
Absolutely.
Straight into the Sturdy. And Buffer.
Getting the hit in the Stone Edge, that definitely is going to kill the Dragon thing. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm up a few Pokemon here. I'm not too worried about this. And in comes the Breloom again.
Yep. So we're going to go Mega because I'm going to do this in style. You know what this is, of course, don't you? Yep.
It's a tuxedo,
That's right.
isn't it?
Matt Kate punch to the face and fall over.
Pretty much. Beaten by mushrooms. Magic mushrooms.
Considering how grumpy that thing is in its pre-evolve form, it's got a lot of issues to work out. So, come out with the paralyzed Noivern. Unfortunately, Tekloom's too quick against a paralyzed Noivern.
Exactly. The thing with it is, this is the Breloom that would otherwise normally be destroyed by the Noivern, but the paralysis just chips enough speed off that I now win the speed match.
Yep.
And with the fact that it's got a wide selection of its move pool, it can Bullet Seed, it can Mark Punch, it can Rock Tomb, it can Spore. It doesn't matter. It just does the job.
Yep. Unfortunately, the moustache comes out straight into the Bullet Seed, and that is the end of the show, folks. So, good match, sir.
You too, sir.
Yep.
For me, I mean, a lot of people would say that the Breloom was the MVP, but in reality, the real MVP of that match was the Porygon. Getting that paralysis on the Noivern just set the whole match up for victory for me.
It did. That's one of the things that really put me behind. The other being, of course, that really lucky Bullet Seed.
The Bullet Seed definitely that was a great play there, and not to put that down or anything, but in terms of that, that was a switch into a Bullet Seed. And given that, I mean, there was still a chance. I mean, depending on how you have your main water set up, I could potentially be faster or not. I think we discussed this and worked that I was actually going to be faster than you.
Only just. I think maybe by about 3 points.
Exactly. But given that, that gives me the ability to spore you. Well, I can't spore you, obviously. I can Bullet Seed again, which getting 2 or 3 hits is probably going to kill it off anyway. Or I could swap out to something else, like the Porygon, which would have probably have happened there. So at the end of the day, the Magmortar was in a lot of trouble.
It did, and unfortunately, it came into a really bad position there. So, yeah, that's right. A few of my plans worked, like getting that Charizard against the Aggron was precisely where I wanted it.
Absolutely.
Having that Noivern come out against the Breloom was, again, where I wanted it. It chases the Breloom away. Really, I think, well, aside from the fat finger on the with the Gigalith there, yeah, that paralysis really changed the match. All right. So, we have one more battle. Let me just line that one up. Here we are. So, the Perth Coast Cloysters versus the North Sydney Ninetales. Alrighty. So Llama versus Dazzles.
Yeah, looks like the Perth Coast Cloysters have actually taken us a couple of minor modifications to their team. We don't often see that Frostlass coming out.
Nope.
We do have the core of the team, like usual. We have the Furfro, we have the Mexican Hat Duck, and we, of course, have the Poison Frog.
We have a lot of ducks in the tournament this year.
We do. We must be going quackers.
You win. I have no response to that. If I was actually with you, I'd probably slap you.
If I was with me, I'd probably slap me too.
Oh, dad puns. Gotta love them. Alright, so yes, we have the Nidoking. We have the Vileplume. Have we... We haven't seen that Vileplume for a little while, I believe.
No, I think we've seen it once.
We'll see what that can do. I don't think we've even seen its full arsenal. We have the Toxicroak, of course, the Dancing Pineapple, the Furfrou, and yes, again, the Fosslas. The other side of the fence, we have the Zoroark. We have the Ninetales, which is, let's remind us, stupid quick. That thing is outrageously fast.
Especially if he has it scarfed as he usually does.
Yes, he does. We have the Altaria, the Mega Altaria, the Fluffy, the massively fluffy. The Lord of the Derps, Slowbro. The Azumarill and the scary
Malamar.
Malamar. I had a brain fart right there. I blame the Malamar. Seriously, if you see that thing in the anime, it is terrifying.
I am way behind on that.
Yes, it's creepy beyond all reason, that Malamar.
So in terms of what we've got here, let's start with the Cloysters. I mean, what are we thinking that they're going to do here for their leads?
All right, well, before we start this off, Cloysters... I expect, honestly, the Vileplume come out, throw some spores around, and see what can happen there.
It is a fairly solid choice. I mean, it is quite bulky from memory and does have that selection of tools as well. And then the ability to change into what he can also use. I had this sneaking suspicion that we're going to see the Furfrou, though.
Okay.
So, if I remember rightly, it does have some priority tricks and a little bit of ability to scout out there as well. So we may actually see that.
Yeah. What about the other side of the fence? I would probably expect on this one it'd be the Ninetales.
It is fast. It does have a wide selection of ways it can hit things.
Yep.
On the flip side of the coin there, I mean, we could potentially see the Zoroark for a trick to try to force a false switch, or we might even potentially see the Slowbro, as it is an excellent wall there as well.
Oh, yes. So let us press start and let's see what happens here. Alright, I might be a tad ahead of you again this time. That's alright. Alright.
So we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll make it out. There we go. So, let us see. Here we go. Ooh, the King. The Nidoking, as an opener. On the other side of the fence, the Malamar.
Both are interesting choices there. Malamar with that substitute, it's a good, I guess it's a good way to scout, see what it's actually going to do.
Yep. So, unfortunately, that's just a one-term substitute there, so didn't really last.
Yeah. But I mean, it does show that Malamar does have speed over the Nidoking, which is a little bit scary for it.
Yes, it's very, very handy to know that. Gets the knockoff in there, knocks off the Black Sludge, so no healing for the Nidoking.
And both of them do have about half their life left, so it'd be interesting to see what that Malamar can do.
Not much in that regard.
No.
Yep.
He's obviously going for the contrary treachery there, but the Sludge Wave is obviously not calculated that is going to kill him.
So, unfortunately, down goes the Malamar. Here comes the Ninetales. Now, Ninetales is really bad news for Nidoking.
Well, I mean, it's ground poison from memory, isn't it? Which means it's going to be 2x weak against fire.
Yep, and in the sun as well. So, yep, here we go. It goes for the Protect, and that's just really delaying the inevitable there. Right, Sergeant Fluffy. This is actually a new Furfrou.
Oh, yeah, it is too. It has that new name, doesn't it?
It is. So we have not seen this Furfrou before. Gets the Thunder Wave off. Ooh, that is going to cripple that Ninetales.
Absolutely, because as we've seen before, getting that speed change does a lot of dramatic difference there. Now, we've got the leftovers, and changing the weather.
Ooh, that's really going to cripple that Ninetales.
Not only does it lose the sunlight, but that weakens power of fire too. So,
Yep, and he gets the paralysis, so that is a free weather change.
goddamn, I feel like an episode of Captain Planet here.
Captain Planet, he's a hero. Ah!
Earth, water, wind.
Oh, my
fairy.
childhood.
Uh,
Oh no, what are we doing? So Azuramoral forces out the Furfrou, brings out the dancing pineapple.
this would be interesting because this is water fairy versus water grass.
Yeah, Azuramoral wants none of that.
No, that Zimmer will be very quite dead there. So drought's obviously going to help.
Yep. Unfortunately, because that's with the Ninetales coming in, it is still paralyzed, so it is slow. That said, though, yeah, here we go. That's more like it.
It does hurt the water move though. That's not going to do as well. Actually, it's going to do a lot more. We think.
It's going to
And I
take
guess
it
that
out.
means we're not actually playing in Melbourne, given that we have just stopped all the weather switching happening.
Yes, obviously not in Melbourne. So the Zoroark comes out straight, and it just flamethrowers the dancing pineapple to the face. Yep. Ludicolo lives and returns fire with a hydro pump. They're both hanging in there.
Definitely are, yeah. We don't often see a straight Zoroark these days.
No, you
So
don't.
quite unexpected.
So, ooh,
Flamethrower to the ice type. Ooh,
flamethrower
that's
to the ice
not
type,
bad.
but it's focused. So I assume he knows what he's doing there.
One would hope, yeah.
Yep. Comes back with some ice shards, which is of course going to finish off that Zoroark.
Oh, it's got enough poundage, yeah, that's for sure.
Sinor Derp. Hello, Sinor Derp.
Now, the Frostlash should have the speed on it, but he's going to switch it out there. Okay.
Yeah. That Frostlass, even though it's on one hit point, it can still come back in at a sneaky point later in the future and cause problems. Ice Beam to the
Ooh.
File Plume. Ooh, that stings.
But that bulk plume, as we can see what we were talking about before, with its extreme bulk there, it's taken an ice beam and it's still at more than 50% health.
Yeah, that Ice Beam would have finished off a lot of lesser grass types if they're not bulky.
I wonder if he's actually brought that Vileplume in to actually take advantage of the Ninetales tendency to put the sunlight up.
Quite possibly. It would not. It would be a very, very good move. Yep. Oh, there goes the Vileplume. Unfortunately, it takes a Fire Blast. Not without doing any damage on the way out, though.
No, I do wonder though if he had have gone for the two poison bombs as opposed to the solar beam, then poison bomb, whether he would have actually changed it around.
Yeah, yeah. But that said, we got the Frostlass come back in. It's faster than the Altaria and finishes it off.
However, though, it is on one hit point against Senor Derp, and that thing we know is very, very bulky, and it should live quite well.
That said, though, it is now Destiny Bonded. That was a dirty trick.
It's a very dirty trick.
That
That's
was
gorgeously dirty.
Just gotta love playing dirty. So that's Sinor Derp out of the way. Here comes the dancing pineapple again. Oh dear. Oh, and it just is the Azumarill.
Gets his health right back too. That's a nice B hit the Giga Drain.
Oh yeah. And yeah, it's life orb, so it's going to take a bit of damage, and that was the end of it.
Wow, that was
That was brutal.
that was surprising.
That was just absolutely brutal.
And that brings the Perth Coast Cloysters up on the table to second last from last.
Oh, that must mean last. I need to defeat someone.
Sorry, Fern. It does.
I need to defeat
But,
all the someones.
In terms of that, though, I'd have to say between the Frostlass and Senor Derp, those two definitely did a lot of work for the Cloysters this week.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I mean, they've both just done so much killing work there.
Yeah, we've seen before that that Ludicolo, the dancing pineapple, can be extremely scary when it wants to.
gets set up and does the work. And the Frost Ice obviously just was able to take advantage of situations and just go bang, 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 just finish things off.
It popped in, it made a mess, and it disappeared just as quick.
Absolutely.
All right.
Should probably rename it Gary Ablett or something like that.
Oh, we could do that. We could do that. So let me just bring up the fixtures for next week. So the final round before we go into the repeats. Let me see. Here we are. So we have the Adelaide Crobats versus the Perth Houndooms. Kaka versus Guffey, the two top tiers. This is going to be a match to watch. This is going to be good.
It's going to be a replay of the champion battle off from last year's PAX Oz.
We never did publish that, did we?
I don't know if we did, but it came down to Guthrie and myself, Juliet as Maximilian Pegasus and myself as Frank Underwood. And we ended up playing best of 5 total. So we had the first 2 matches previous, and then we had the last 3 in that one, and it came down to match number 5. Brutal. So there is definitely some background to this one here. And Guthrie, I know you want to win this one, but I'm calling you out, boy. You're going down.
Someone's got to break his streak. So we have also the Perth Cloysters versus the Melbourne Missinose, Lama versus Beaver. Could be interesting. Could be very interesting. Both of them have some rather dirty tricks on their team.
They absolutely do. In terms of where they are currently sitting, let me just pull that up. Okay, so we have Bidoofs and Missignos. They're both on, as of last round, 3-2. Now, Missignos won this round, didn't they?
They did indeed.
And the Bidoofs went down. So we have a 4-2 versus a 3-3. So they're pretty evenly matched as well.
All right. Next up, the Brunswick Bidoofs versus the North Sydney Ninetales.
Oh, yeah, no, I've got the teams mixed up here. Who did we say that the Missignos were going against?
The Cloysters.
Cloysters. Okay, no, that's going to be. They're not as evenly matched. That's a 4-2 versus a 2-4. So, I hate to say this, I'm predicting Missignos in that match.
Yep. That said, though, the Cloysters have proven that they can pop out some very surprising moves at the last minute, as we just saw today.
We did indeed. So you said Bidoofs versus
the Ninetales.
Ninetales. Okay, so we have a 3-3 and a 2-4 there. The Ninetales are slipping a bit, aren't they?
They are.
That is still fairly evenly matched. That one could go either way. Both teams have some strong players. I am going to tip the Bidoofs, though, in this one.
All right. And finally, the Blue Mountain Milotics versus the North Queensland Noiverns. So myself versus Nova.
Now, Nova...
I'm the one with a peep. That's not fair.
Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. I'm going to have to definitely tip Nova here on this one. We're talking 4-2-1-5. It's a little painful for you. But on the flip side, I mean, you do have some tricks and tech. So,
yes, we're going to see some
advantage this one here.
You're going to see some new tricks from me coming this next match.
You've got a fair bit of steel, and he does rely fairly heavily on that. What you call it? The Bulldog pink green.
Yeah, the Gramble.
Gramble, that's the one. Does rely on that fairly heavily as one of his core people there. So I don't expect he's going to be bringing that next week.
No. He would not want to run that into the aggron because it would just eat him for lunch.
Or even the Morwile.
Or the Morwile.
Like that, very scary for him. And on the flip side, I mean, he does have a fair bit of poison there as well, which is actually quite useless against your steel types. So this, I think, is probably going to be a close match than I think. You have a very good chance of this one.
I've spotted a great gaping hole in his team, which I intend to exploit maliciously. It is something that his team is extremely weak against, but my team is extremely strong in. I hope he's not watching this yet.
Oh, well, we'll just not broadcast till after the battle, will we?
So
in terms of myself versus Guthrie, though, do you have any thoughts about how that match might play out?
It's honestly, I think flip a coin on that one. It's going to go right down to the judges, I think. Like we've shown in the past, you're not afraid to really just knuckle down and bring something completely new to every single battle.
And the thing with Guthie is that he has a very tight team. He plays it very well, and it's a very flexible team.
Extremely so.
But as we've seen with this mixed battle as well, I mean, I'm quite happy to maliciously target the one flaw in the opposing team, break it, and then shatter the team.
Yes, pick that one spot, like, say, for example, a paralysis on a Noivern, and just wreck a team. I'm not bitter.
I've got to tell you guys out there, I brought in the Danger Duck, and I brought in the Rotom specifically just to apply that particular paralysis on that one Pokemon.
Yeah.
I didn't care if either of those went down, providing I got the paralysis and that Noivern, that game was mine.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But I mean, we'll see what we can do with this Houndooms. I mean, that Lenali is very scary. We know that Snorlax has the ability to go to sleep at will, which means it will wash off whatever status move I drop onto it. So I can't exactly toxic it. Paralyzing is pretty tricky. But I mean, if we are potentially trying things, I mean, I could be potentially looking at running Uproar on a few things. There are definitely ways to solve this team. It's just a matter of...
actually seen that Snorlax do a few different things. It did Resto Chesto in the past. I believe it did Belly Drum at one point. It changes up. It's not always the same.
No. So Guthie does play that trick the same way I do of bringing in a team that is semi-customized to meet its maker.
Oh yes. So this is going to be a very, very interesting match to watch. After this week, of course, we start into the grudge matches, the rematches, which are going to be extremely interesting.
Absolutely. So we 4 more weeks till we run into the final series, and we will have to get Guthie to tell us how that's going to be running.
Yep.
Not sure about that one yet, but we'll see.
Yes. Hopefully, I'm still not in the running for the wooden. Let's call it the wooden duck. I think the way this league is going, the wooden duck prize. It's cricket and football all together. It works.
For a duck, sir. Out for a duck.
Out for a wooden duck. Quack.
Well, at least you're not going to get a golden duck, that's for sure.
True. I did not get the golden duck. I've avoided that fate. So, this is going to be a very, very interesting week, even if it is just for your battle, sir. The two at the top.
I think it'll be interesting across all the battles, because there is definitely some shifting happening in the middle of that field. And there is definitely the possibility for yourself and the Cloysters to claw your way into the bottom of the playoffs there as well, depending on if you can run the next 4 weeks as a streak. That's going to put a big dent in the middle of the field there. So we'll see what happens with that.
My confidence is not good, because my next challenger after Nova this week is actually going to be Guthie.
Well, if we can break his confidence, we'll see what happens.
That said, though, I did put a rather sizable dent in Guthie's team last time, so I'm going to need to study my old fight. See what I did, see what worked, and what did not. I suspect he'll be doing the same, though.
Well, I'm going to be studying all of Guthie's fights, so we will have a look at that.
Oh, my yes. So, let us get out of here, shall we? So, thank you very much for listening, everyone, putting up with our rather deranged nonsense. We shall see you next week.